Hello, everybody. We are starting on session 61, episode 61. It has been a long hiatus for all of us due to the holidays and busy schedules and whatnot, but glad to have a full house. And to kick it off, I want to ask our usual historian Megan to kind of give us a recap of what happened last time. And if anybody else wants to chip in, by all means, feel free to do so. But Megan, if you could, give us kind of a recap of what happened last time.
So last we left our intrepid heroes, they had clawed themselves out of the cave. Mikage is still unconscious. As we exit the cavern, we look for the clansmen. The area is decimated. We see footprints leading away from just carnage, just blood, and we can only assume that Dave's clansman, is passed on to the great beyond. While we're there, we hear a twinkling from the golden glasses. Ori takes them out and realizes that Hal is right. And so our heroes, weary and battle worn, head over to Hal's shop. And when they walk in, they are met with a almost abominable sight that, like, tentacle beasts with a body and claws are drooling and dripping acid onto a corpse. The body looks like it's one of the creatures from the other world that when we pass into the next plane. So they realize that this creature is Hal. So instead of fighting, they end up talking with him and trying to get some more information. So they managed to trade the sword, or not the real one, but the display sword, for some various potions, and they wake up Mikage. Mikage wakes up and just kind of sees all this like gore and just looks up and like, oh, well, this is a new place. Anyone got any potions? So let's see. Hal starts asking about the sword. We decide not to tell him that we have it. Like I said, we give him the display sword and let him do what he may with it. But he lets us get dropped off back in the city of Cian. Dark gray clouds hang over the city, and we can tell something is wrong. There are some guards that tried to detain Ori, and so she casts darkness, and I cast pass without a trace, and we just book it to Ori's house. We're just like, we gotta get to safe ground. And Ori's house is the only place we can think of where we can just bunker down for the night. As we enter Ori's house, it's torn apart. We hear noises and footsteps above us. And as we creep up towards Ori's room, a shadow runs and hides in her room. We go in and we confront the person, and it turns out to be one of Ori's father's, Vusuvio, one of Ori's father's former business partners and kind of like fellow elite tiefling of the city. He's he's disheveled. He has like torn clothes. He fills us in on what's been happening. The tieflings have been rounded up. Those that pledged allegiance seem to have been gathered in one place. Those that haven't have been arrested. Vusuvio did not pledge his allegiance, so he hid. Era, while in our absence, has done a second attack on the city, and there's going to be an attack on Crimson Rock in 7 days from today. We decide to get out to the city, and we plan to hand to Sandral. Mikage knows her brother is in Sandral, or he should be still, and everything that they have learned up until this point has said, go to Sandral to find out about the swords.
Cool. Thank you. That was very thorough. Actually, left out a note that I didn't even write down, so that's great. Did anybody else want to add anything on top of that?
No, that was really good. I forgot about the end. I remembered all of that, but I forgot. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, let's go ahead and let's kick it off then. I'm going to put you guys back at, let's see. I'm going to put it Cian. There we go.
Oh, and Ori's brother was nowhere to be found.
Right. There's nowhere to be found. Okay. So, Megan, you gave an excellent foundation of where we are right now. The thought is still to go to Sandral. Are there any thoughts amongst you guys in terms of what you want to do, how you want to go about it? Keep in mind, the city right now is crawling with guards, crawling with people who are out there essentially antagonizing tieflings and whatnot. What do y'all think?
So in the night, Ori got a message from Famda, basically talking about how we have to be really careful because it's getting really bad in more than just Cian and all of Voltier. So whatever it is, maybe Ori should not be visible for it. We're gonna have to be very careful.
Dave, Pan, what do y'all think?
Yeah, I think we can go into the city to find, or going into the city to find the sword. I mean, we've got the sword to go reunite with its companion, right?
How far is Ori's house from the southern border of Cian?
That's a good question. The southern border. So let's do this.
Because the village is to the south, right?
The village, if you imagine, is a little bit to the west, if I recall, if I
West,
said that
okay.
correctly, right?
How
So
far is Ori's house from the west part?
it's going to be about a day's travel or so, right? So if we said that, for instance, if you guys started at when you first entered into Voltier, you entered into Atamond, which was at the southwest corner of the country. You traveled a few days by train into the center of the country, right, where that's the capital, where Cian is. If you went westward a bit, let's say a day and a half, then you would reach to Sandral. And then Crimson Rock is down to the southeast, and that's probably about two days travel. Okay, and I think Megan is giving a little diagram. Did I get that right, Megan, or I could be mistaken? I don't remember. It is hard to see on your screen. Just let me know if it's otherwise. But that's kind of how I envision it. I should probably have done like a nice little map.
So
Megan, you're still muted right now.
As far as Ori knows, there's no like underground travel in Volti or in Cian. So I think we should probably I don't know, put her in a box, put the box on a cart, and
You
since
may have to polymorph.
I can polymorph now. Okay. Ori is gonna polymorph into a normal fucking human.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's see. My polymorph
Go ahead and cast your polymorph.
for I don't know how long it lasts, but I can always just cast it, and when it wears off, cast it again.
All right.
So I'm gonna cast polymorph into literally the plainest Jane Doe one has ever seen.
Very forgettable face.
Very forgettable human. She's gonna put her hair behind her ears to show, ooh, nice and round, no pointy, no horns. She's a, pasty bitch. Let's do that.
Pasty bitch. I
No
like that.
gray skin here.
I like that. Okay.
And I think we should just take the most direct way without getting on any super big main roads.
Now, to get out of the city, Ori's house is located, let's say, somewhat. It's not near, her father was a very well-to-do person, and so his house was going to be more closer towards the capital because that's just, a richer area of town or of the city. So it's not exactly going to be just a hop skip right out of the city. You're going to have to move your way through or so, right? So keep in mind that you've got a little bit of traveling, sneaking around to get out of, or if you just want to run, I don't know. I'll let y'all decide how you want to do that. I also
We
want to ask.
might want to try to find horses.
I also want to ask, what do you want to do about Vusuvio?
Good question. Put him in a box. He can be the one in the box.
He looks over to you, kind of overhearing this conversation. Is like, I'm dignified enough not to ever sit in a box, so no, thank you for that.
I'm gonna ask him if he wants my glasses.
Would you rather be dead, sir?
I'd rather wear the glasses, quite frankly.
Does he have full talents, or is he just like a block of wood?
You could be some good cargo. Put you in a nice box. We'll put a blanket in the bottom. Just take a nap and we'll get out of the city.
He thinks about it for a little bit, and he kind of looks at you. He's like, as long as you can guarantee that I'm comfortable, then I'll go ahead with your little scheme then, if that's the case.
Yeah, like a horse-drawn chariot, just with a lid.
Let's see. Let's see, what others... I'm trying to think of what else we can do to kind of, like... I can technically... It wouldn't be passed without a trace, but that technically might work.
We just have to get all the way out of the city.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if we can physically hide him, I can use my energy to polymorph myself. And I don't know, if we put some of the Domarien family, like trinkets, anything that's left, at the top of the box, we can say, like, oh, we looted a few tieflings' houses, so now we're just going to go chill in our home village with our loot, and all the guards will be like, LOL, good job.
Let's put something over the top, like a faux bottom.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I mean. We'll put something on the top, put whatever on there, and then close the lid.
So I'm reading over polymorph. It lasts for an hour. And so that may be helpful or not. It's up to you. And just also FYI, the target assumes the hit points of its new form. So for instance, if you polymorphed into, say, a rat, instead of having 27 hit points, you probably have 1 hit point. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then also you are limited to actions performed within the nature of its new form. So you could be like, let's say again, you polymorph into a rat. That doesn't mean you can fly, right? Something like that.
Exactly.
Okay, so just FYI, just FYI.
Yes. So what I would do probably is keep my hood up until we see someone, and then I'd polymorph, just changing the horns, the skin, and the ears and the tail.
You should just polymorph into Dave, then you guys can be like twins.
Ooh.
Twin half-orcs. I'll lower my voice for that. But basically, when we see someone, I'll polymorph. It'll work for, hopefully, we can get away from those people within the hour. We'll keep going, and then, if necessary, I will polymorph again. But we can just hope and pray. If necessary, I'll create a nice minor illusion, or if some stabbing is necessary, we can always stab someone.
Sounds like I've got a plan.
Let's do it.
Okay. And Vusuvio, where is he going? Is he going in a box? Are you gonna?
He's going in the box. Um,
And who's gonna be
I
pulling the
mean,
box? Who's gonna be carrying the box?
I was gonna say I want to like
How heavy is he?
a little and see if we have any horses. If there's any horses tied up like in the neighborhoods that tieflings were traditionally not in.
You're probably gonna have to go and look for one if that's the case. Keep in mind that your father has a very nice house, probably closer
Yes.
towards the inner side of the city. Uh, taking care of like animals, animals of labor like that, probably not going to be handled nearby his home, right?
Right.
How heavy is he?
I was gonna say, how heavy is he? Can Dave carry him?
Vesuvio, imagine that he's 6 foot tall, not super heavy, not super light. So let's just say about 200 pounds, give or take,
Because Dave is
right?
a strong dude.
I would say 200 pounds for. Well, yeah, I could
Feels-
probably carry it for a while.
Well, because don't you have that like bear strength?
Yeah,
Thing.
I'm sure. Yeah, probably. I mean, I've got some aspects of a bear, so yeah, I could probably do that.
If we find some sort of wheeled thing, we can stuff him in like, I don't know, chest of drawers, whatever box-like material we can find. If
Would
we
you-
have wheels,
Would your family have crates of wine?
most likely.
That's fair to
So we can put him in a crate of wine, put some boards on top, and some wine bottles, whichever anything still left. And then if we can get some sort of wheels, because I'm sure that, something has wheels on it, and it's likely that it wasn't the wheels itself weren't stolen. Like little wheels, and then we can tie a rope around it and Dave can pull it.
Any wagon or carriage that's
Yeah, something like that.
Dave, I could technically like just pull the carriage technically.
Yeah, that would probably wheelbarrow would be the easiest.
Maybe we can find the horse, the tax-paying horse. I don't remember his name.
Well, yeah, they're off somewhere, and the thing is, if we happen to pass them, if we happen,
we could also take him in the like on the horse, drop him off, and then continue riding on the horse to put the horse somewhere else and us walk there.
Right. If we find a horse on the way,
Don't we have our horses?
mug someone for their horse.
I was gonna say I don't think we have our horses
say.
anymore.
I don't think you have your horses
No,
with
I checked last time. They've run off, or they've been taken by somebody.
Yeah,
Trust me, that was the first thing I asked when we got back. Are any of the horses still around?
Yeah.
beans.
Which is why if we find a horse, we're gonna take it. But until then, Dave, you are our horse.
It was
Awesome.
Larry,
Well, if we
Fred,
see the
and Gary.
sausage guy,
I remember
maybe
now.
he can help us with a cart.
It was Larry, Fred, and Gary.
I probably have some sort of stake in that whole venture. I'm sure there's something I could do. I know I get. I'm just reading through. I get knowledge of the surrounding territories for up to 3 miles, and I'm trying to figure out if that includes locations of horses. So you gain knowledge, terrain, bodies of water, plants, minerals, animals, or people. So I do get knowledge of animals and people for 3 miles around me.
Dave, do you sense any horses?
Well, I need to commune with my spirit animal, and I need to decide whether I want that to be a bear or an eagle.
Eagles
choose-
can probably see more.
And they can fly.
True. I think this is just for me talking to them though. But yeah, sure. Let's do eagle. So I'm going to commune with my eagle, spirit animal, and ask him. I'll do a hymn. Ask him where the nearest horses are, and if there's anything interesting in the surrounding territories.
So from the eagle spirits, they commune with you. They perk up and they're like, "Oh, who the hell is Dave? This is new." They start like, all of a sudden it's like,
well, I should be able to do. I need to introduce myself. Hello, it's a pleasure.
You hear them squawking amongst one another. And I was like, dude, it's like, who's Dave? Like, wait a minute. Like, when did we allow a new guy into the group? Like, what's going on here, guys?
Yeah, you might have known me. You've been my spirit animal, but I'm here to talk with you. I've gained this power, and just yeah. Would you please help me? I need to figure out if there's horses.
There's a little bit of a silence. It's not much talking just yet. You just hear some squawking. And then afterwards, like, all right, you know what? Haven't had a new guy in probably a couple millennia, so I guess it's cool. Start talking to somebody new. It'll help to throw things up.
Yeah, for sure.
So it said, okay, well, from what we see, I mean, if you're in the city, you're going to find someone, they're going to be on the outskirts of town, If you're looking at animals, horses and cows and whatnot, they're around there. If you're looking right outside town, there's a couple of farms that have some stables around there that you might be able to reach out to. The horses over there, they're well fed, but they're pretty tired of working for the man. So if you happen to set them free or something like that, I don't think they'd mind too much. At least that's what they've told me.
Okay.
That's what they've told me.
Okay. Are there carts next to those horses?
I don't know anything about carts. All I know is about horses.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Sounds good. I think you would know about carts though, but that's all right.
Good question. Ori, could you cast it twice, one on you and one on him, and just rebook it for the outside of the city?
I just do have to be concentrating for it. Like, there are some limitations.
Okay.
And it's not a cantrip.
Okay.
While Dave is communicating with his eagle spirit animal, Ori is dragging a big empty crate from her parents' wine cellar up the stairs, and she rips part of one of the nice curtains off of her dad's study. How much wine do I find downstairs? ODM of ours.
In terms of wine, you're going to find maybe a couple of bottles left. For the most part, your house has been ransacked.
Right.
So you're going to only find maybe the crates are there. There's maybe two that you find that are in decent shape. A lot of bottles have been scattered about. Most of it, again, has been pilfered and stolen already. But you do find, let's say, 4 bottles that are in decent shape that seem to have been lost in the mix as people were, running through.
So I'm going to bring those 4 and any empty but whole bottles I can find.
Mikage's following behind her and actually holding the crate. Ori's got the...
Empty but whole bottles.
I am weak.
I'll say yes. There's a few. Let's just say there's 3 empty bottles that are still intact. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Ori's dragging all of this up, and I'm sure there are plenty of broken crates.
There are very many broken crates.
So a couple of boards that we can wedge in slightly under. Vusuvio, get in. Oh, I'm also going to go to her father's office. I'm sure most of the shit's broken in there.
That is correct.
I'm thinking all older businessmen, there's going to be some sort of filing cabinet with wheels on it. I'm assuming the filing cabinet is empty and broken, most likely. Do they still have their wheels?
They still have their wheels. Let's go with yes. Yeah, you're gonna find some wheels there. Again, it is broken for the most part, and yeah, you can find some wheels there that are still usable. Sure.
With the help of Mikage, we'll bring the wheels over, and however is best, I'll put them on the crate. So, Vusuvio, get in. Let's see if it holds you. Oh, that's bitch.
He kind of squeezes in, tries to make himself comfortable. You see him grimace as he kind of, feels the splinters on his arms, and he's like, ugh, All right, let's just do this then. Why can't you just polymorph me into something smaller?
I'm gonna hand him a wine bottle and go ahead and starting to put the boards on top. You'll be fine. Just, here's this.
All right. Just takes it. You can hear it already uncorking as he's going down. He's drinking away. Okay.
On top of the boards, I want to put the cloth from the curtains, the remaining bottles with stuff in them, and the empty bottles, and any bits and pieces that look shiny, even if it's like broken, glass from a window, spare silverware that's rolling under, anything that looks shiny or fancy, even if it's like not actually fancy or broken or something. Put it in there so that it kind of covers a decent amount of the top.
Okay. All right. So
And put the top down. How's it look, guys?
let me ask everybody else. What do y'all look?
Looks fancy.
So if someone opens it, we'll probably be fine. All right.
Hopefully.
So let's wrap a rope around this thing, and Dave, thanks for having muscles.
Yep.
All right. Are you guys all ready to roll out?
Yes, or he's not going to polymorph yet. She's going to put her hood up.
Okay.
And just stand behind the 2, 3 much taller people and wait until someone comes out, and then she'll polymorph herself.
Okay.
While we're walking over, I'm going to commune with my spirit animal and just get to know him. Ask him where he's from, how's he, introduce myself, tell him a little bit about me.
The spirit animals, there's a chuckle. And it's like, oh, it's like a first date. Haven't been on one of these in a couple of millennia too. So it's kind of nice.
Yeah. Well, I'm a cheap date. Just walk in the park.
Don't give him red dust.
That's actually how I think this is a side effect. I don't think this is. I'm supposed to be hallucinating. So.
You hear the spirit animals call back. Is like, man, that's how I met my other friend too with the red dust. You got some as well. This is, oh man. Okay, we'll have to share stories later once things settle down for you guys. The spirit animals commune with you, and you get this bond. You start to feel a bond with them now. You understand that they're one of them's a Virgo, another one's an Aquarius. You get the feel that they're really into embroidery and stitching and stuff like that, and they as much as they soar above the clouds, they prefer to do a lot more walking on land. Actually, so kind of tired of all the flying and stuff. So it's kind of odd for eagle spirits, but that's just the way they roll. So, all right. So you guys are good now? That's what it sounds like? You all are ready to go? Okay.
Yep.
Now I'm going to have everybody roll initiative. This is going to be a skills challenge. So you guys are basically all set to go. Okay? I'm going to have everybody, let's do this. All 4 of you guys. Boop. So you're not necessarily in a fight, but I do want you guys to roll initiative and take turns. And again, just to remind you guys of the rules of the skills challenge, I'm going to present each of you with a challenge, or rather an obstacle that comes in front, and it's going to go in order, top down. You need to succeed all the way through, and at most fail 3. If you fail the 3rd one, then afterwards then you've failed the skill challenge, right? And it will essentially determine future outcomes, right?
I forgot that I had advantage on initiative, so I'm just gonna make normal dice roll.
Okay, that's fine. No worries. I mean, if you want to roll again, it's fine. It is, like I said, this is purely just for order, not necessarily, you're not in a fight or anything. At least not yet. We'll see.
Okay.
So did you roll again, Dave? So you got a 12 on that
Yeah,
one?
I rolled a 12.
I will change yours to a 12 then. How about that? Let's do this. Update combatant to a 12. Okay, cool. There we go.
Initiative should be in the right-hand corner. Your little sheet.
Yep. Okay. here we go, and let's do. Hopefully this is not too loud. Where's it down? There you go. Okay. Okay. So you are walking now. You've, I guess, describe what that looks like as you're walking out. But what's the marching order in terms of like who's going out? Like who's first, who's second, who's third, fourth, so forth.
I would like to be at least behind 2 of our tall friends, because everyone's taller than me, to give me time to polymorph when necessary.
I don't think I should be first because I have to drag along this giant box.
If you want us to walk in front of you, that's fine. Or I'll walk in front of you, that's fine. Otherwise, do you want to be behind the crate and then have Pan and I walk behind, kind of off to the side? So it'd be Dave with the box, then Ori, and then both of us kind of flanking you.
I mean,
Maybe
could I wear this crate as a backpack? Is this?
That's what I was imagining the whole time.
Yeah,
Like you would just
I'll-
have it strapped.
Okay, yeah. If I have it as a backpack, I could be in place.
You have it as backpack. I was imagining like Pan or Pan and Mikage, and then Dave and Ori, and then the crate trailing behind. But if you can fashion a backpack with those ropes, please do so.
Leave the
I'll-
wheels at the bottom,
yeah.
though.
I mean, I'll try. But we are trying to get a horse yeah, we are trying to get a horse though.
Wheels can still be on the bottom. It would just be on your back.
I say just like head towards the end of town. If we can pick up a horse there, great. But
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I already know the location of the horse that we're going to. From my communing with the spirit animal, right?
Yes, you
Just
do know
move
where it
away.
is. You do know the general location of it. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So I think we'll just head there, right?
Okay. You exit from Ori's house, you're making your way outside the neighborhood, and as you do, you see a patrol of guards walking towards you. You recognize them. They are the guards that you initially encountered, that you cast darkness on and then pass without a trace. They are now kind of searching, looking around these houses, looking for, travelers that match your description. We'll start off with Mikage. What do you do?
I basically act natural and just continue on the way. I'm not going to initiate anything. I see them, but I'm not going to linger on them. I'm just going to listen and see if they head our way.
They're walking directly towards you, mind you, but they're just not looking directly at you. They're just kind of like spreading out and seeking around. Okay, so your goal is to kind of just continue walking without paying them attention. Is that right?
I think so, because if we kind of deviate, Mikage's not familiar enough with, like, she has maybe passed through the city once before, but other than that, really the only time she's been in town is with Ori and them, so she has no familiarity with the general area. Ori would be the one that would have to say, oh, there's a passageway this way to. So as far as she's concerned, just like needs to go by, just walk straight past them.
No, my spirit animal will tell us if there's any land features or secret passages, or he has knowledge of all the surrounding land.
So always at least like keep to the side of the street, not get directly in their path.
Well, aren't they looking around the sides of the street?
Like they're walking towards you guys. They're kind of spreading out haphazardly, just like looking inside houses here and there or so.
We should probably pull the same trick of pass without a trace darkness.
That's an option.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go ahead and do pass without a trace. Just we'll see what that gives us. I'm just kind of cautious of like using pass without a trace again, but let's see what it says. Let's try it. Did it go? No. Keep letting me. Da, 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 da. Oh, come on.
Is it not going? Where's your pass? Pass without trace.
Well, I use it in a different, here, let me cast spell.
Apologies
Hold
if
on.
that one is all messed up. You know. Let's see. Pass without a trace.
Tornado, cast spell. Everything's in different, here we go. Ta-da!
There we go. Okay. So this is going to give you a stealth bonus for the most part, right? So I'm imagining that
Yeah.
you guys are sneaking through right now. So, Mikage, I want you to go ahead and just give me a stealth check on this one, and you're going to get obviously a big bonus on it, plus 10. So go ahead and just roll stealth on that.
Mm-hmm. And I already have a +6 to that.
Yeah, so you get plus 16 on this one. So I mean, yeah, you manage with your group now with pass without a trace. You all move through them. As they start as you start approaching them and they're approaching you, as your paths are about to collide, they kind of spread out just at the right moment. And as you do, you guys just pass through them. They don't even notice. All right. So good on that. Okay. The next one. You make your way through. You're outside the neighborhood now. And as you're walking through some of the streets, you see some guards harassing a young tiefling couple, telling them to get in line. The husband is trying to fight back a little bit, but at the same time too, they knock him to the ground. You know, a couple of guards are there, and they've got their batons out, and they're like beating him. What do you do, Dave? This is on you. What would you like to do?
So, guards are beating a tiefling.
Mm-hmm.
We're still passing without a trace, but we should probably help them. I don't want to fight somebody with somebody strapped to my back. I guess we could put him down.
I am very tempted to say go ahead. I'll meet up with y'all later. Split the party.
Yeah, I don't know if this is something we want to do. I mean, yeah.
I think all of
I
us,
mean,
it's in
if
our
you want
nature.
to, if you want to intervene, I can, and want me to keep going, I can carry him.
Ori is a true neutral character. We can save them all if we keep moving. But
Yeah, I'm kind
as
of
much
okay
as
with
it
leaving
pains
him.
Let's probably just keep moving.
as much as it pains her, there are
Mikage
bigger
just
things.
stops and looks and just kind of like twitches a little bit, but follows suit.
This is like a trolley. It's like you see 5 tieflings on the track and 1 tiefling on another track.
Someone murder the conductor.
Yeah, this is just a pure moral test. It's like, okay, yeah, we can just continue on.
Let's just stop the train.
So what I'm hearing is that you're going past him, right?
Yeah, we're just gonna go fast.
You're just gonna go past him. All right.
This is coming.
If they alert everybody, then like all tieflings are doomed. If we just accomplish the one thing, then like if number one goal is to accomplish the thing, utilitarian, and
Okay.
if this decreases our
The
odds.
ends justify the means.
Yeah.
It's fine.
All right. At this point, then you keep on moving forward some more. Unfortunately, you hear him, crying out in pain, but you keep on your path. You round a corner, and as you do, you see another patrol. They kind of hear something in your direction, and this time, though, however, it's a narrow hall, it's a narrow alley, right? And as you're walking through, so they don't detect you. You're still walking with pass without a trace, but they're walking in your direction right now. So there's not necessarily a space to like move out of the way. There's about 3 of them walking in your direction. Pan, what do you do?
We can't hear you.
I'm not having to say anything. I'm thinking right now.
Oh, okay.
Is it just me or is it the whole group?
The whole group is with you. You're all together, right? But this was kind of decisions on you now, right? Because you're next up in line. That you've got them again. It's a narrow alley. They're walking your direction. They don't see you, right? Because you guys are all still under the guise of pass without a trace. But they're walking right at you right now. There's 3 guards.
And we can't get out of the way.
What does pass without a trace do? Like, like, how do I say? Like, does it, like, if I do something, does it like break it? It doesn't really say on the thing. That's what I'm asking.
It doesn't say that. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna make a decision on the fly that once you do something, it's almost like invisibility. But the moment you do something, then like the spell breaks, right? So I'm gonna say it like that. Okay, it's gonna be similar to one of those things. But it doesn't say. I agree. It doesn't say. But I'm just gonna make that decision right now, where you are basically invisible up until the point of once you do something outside of just sneaking around, that you become detected.
Okay, what's this alleyway look like again? Is there anything like in it? Like, is there anything in the alleyway? Like, I don't know, fucking, what are those like carts that? I mean, I guess that would be the kind of cart we want to use to pull this crate, but like, like fucking wheelbarrow, not wheelbarrow. Like those big wagon carts. Are there like that people transport goods on, or is there like big shit on the ceiling above or anything like that? Not ceiling, roofs.
It is like I said, it's a narrow hallway. You've got a couple crates here and there that are stacked up to your right. To your left-hand side, you do see a wagon. It seems to be, one wheel is on, the other wheel is basically broken, and above you.
I have mend.
And above you,
It's
maybe
broken?
a couple of, let's say, above you is a couple of like clotheslines that people hang, their dirty laundry on. Or their laundry.
The wagon like heavy? Is there anything on it?
Whatever was on it is broken now. It used to be boxes and whatnot, but now it's been destroyed.
The wheel is broken. I can try and mend it. Can we just move next to that crate and just kind of wait there until they pass?
Yeah, I wanna use this wagon. So, are we closer to the wagon than those people are? Can we like move up to the side and hide behind it? I mean, we're invisible, right? So like, can we
You
just
can,
move in?
yeah. You can go and do that.
I just want to move into the path of the wagon because like, why would they? We're invisible, Or we can hop onto the wagon because we're invisible.
Well, I don't think it's not a moving wagon. It's broken, right?
Yeah,
I
but we can
still
still
need to
stand on it. Why would they come like on top of it, right?
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Okay, so if
I
that's
just
the case,
pressed myself up against the wall.
so if that's the case, then you're gonna have to go ahead and roll a stealth roll then for me, right?
Aren't we invisible?
You get dexterity on this one, so you're gonna be off to the side. It is just a check, but you have like a plus 10 bonus or something like that. So you're
Okay, so what do I roll? Sorry.
stealth. Because again, it is a narrow hallway, so everybody's just pushing up against it too. Oh, okay, you're still solid, so you're good on that. They pass by you, they don't notice. However, and so afterwards, they've made their way across, but you now stand. You're all kind of teetering on top of this broken wagon or so.
Stinky poo on my shoes.
Can I cast mending on the wagon wheel?
You can.
Where are you? All my magic's in different places.
It's under spellbook now, right? So, all right. So the spell. The wagon seems now to be in operating condition. You can start pulling it if you'd like.
Yeah, go ahead if you cast it for me, because it's not. There's main action. There's bonus. Like I don't see it under either one of those.
Oh, I'm just looking at your spell sheet, or rather your character sheet, which is fine.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. You have the wagon now. Are you guys going to put Vusuvio on there? Is that the plan? Yes, no? You still going to carry him?
Yes.
I mean,
yeah,
Dave.
yeah. If it's operable and it also falls under pass without the trace, then yeah, let's put him on there.
I think at this point, let's see. You're okay. So a veil of radiance, a veil of shadows and silence radiates from you, masking you and your companions from detection. So I would imagine at first, when you're all bunched together, you were under the veil. But now that you've got a wagon, I would imagine Dave is pulling this wagon now, right? So now, the way I'm seeing it is that like this wagon is walking basically by itself, right?
Okay, then
Well,
let's not. Then let's
Vusuvio
not.
would be part of that veil, so I mean it would radiate from him.
Well, he's inside the box, but you're putting this box. The box is not, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be sitting on top of this wagon, and the wagon was not initial part of the pass without a trace, right? So is this wagon like pulling itself?
So-
Basically, it looks like it's pulling itself.
Yeah.
Is that what we're gonna do?
Because we can, yeah, if we can't hide ourselves and there's guards around, then, like, yeah. But it would have been a good idea if we could do that, for sure.
Wait, so you guys pulling the wagon or no? I'm still a little confused.
That'd be so funny, just a fucking nondescript wagon, like just pulling itself.
Yeah.
Mikage wants to just trail her behind just because that way she can cause a distraction and everyone can run. But I think it's going to cause tension first.
Okay, so no wagon then, right? Is that what I'm hearing?
No wagon. No wagon.
After she went ahead and mended the wheel, she's just like,
Yeah.
Well, we could just not use your men because we didn't know that's how it's gonna work.
It's okay. It's a cantrip. It's all right. It's okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. You pass by the alleyway. They don't notice you. You keep on going. Again, you're starting to see more activity of the guards. They're moving about. You can hear, Dave. You know that the horses are getting closer and closer to you. You're going in the right direction. However, as you're walking, again, now you see right in front of you, you see a wagon full of tiefling prisoners that's just been pulled up, rounded up. They're in this wagon. You see their faces. They're sullen. They're heartbroken. They're being slowly pulled over to the side. Ori, what do you do?
How many guards are around?
There's 2 guards with the wagon that are sitting at the front, and then there's 2 in the back that are kind of just like trailing behind it.
All right. Let's see. I'm going to cast Sleep, but at a much higher level to try to get all of the guards down, because I'm assuming the guards all have more hit points than common citizens, so it'll target them first.
Okay.
So let's see how that goes. I'm going to cast it at a 4th level.
All right. Let's see. So go ahead and you roll that. Let's see how much it does.
Just a d20 or?
It's going to be, you're going to roll 5d8. The total is how many hit points of creatures this spell can affect.
All right.
Ascending order of their current hit points.
5d8.
Whoa, 10? Man, that was not a great roll. You see one of the guards. You see his eyes start to droop a little bit. He kind of starts teetering off a bit or so, and he kind of starts wobbling. He's one of the ones in the front. He's the one sitting in the front that's kind of just like wobbling a bit. And, you see him start closing his eyes, but at the same time, too, he's like blinking a lot and like trying to wake up, and he's like yawning. Ooh, and his buddy just kind of nudges him a bit, like, "Hey man, wake up, wake up!" And he's like, "Okay, oh." So he's awake, but he's super drowsy.
Was that my full turn, or can I keep going?
I will give you a bonus action if you want to do something.
Okay, bonus action. I am going to cast Minor Illusion to make it look like a huge, like 10-foot tiefling, 15-foot tiefling looks out from behind the next building, screams, and then runs away.
Wait, you have a 15-foot tiefling that screams from behind the building, right?
Yeah, like he peeks out from behind the building. It's completely huge and terrifying and confusing because that's not real, supposedly. Screams to make sure it alerts every single one of them that is there, and then turns to and looks like it's running away.
Okay, all right. I'm going to have, all right, if that's the case, man. Two of the guards in the
Confuse
back.
the hell out of them.
Yeah, two of the guards in the back freak out. Everybody turns around and looks, right? Two of the guards in the back, they run off towards that direction, and they start following that, apparition that you created, right? The other two that are still sitting in the front are like, holy shit, what was that? And then they basically, they have their mission. They're still moving forward or so. So the other two, they've gone off. All right.
Okay, well, they have fewer guards. They have a little more opportunity for agency. That's really all I can do at this point in time.
Okay. At that point, then, I'm gonna roll over to. I think next one is Mikage. So at this point, you see two of the guards run off. Do you want to do anything about that?
So, in relation to where I am, where are they?
They are, let's say they're about 30 feet in front of you.
Are they coming towards us or away from us?
They're going away from you. So they've kind of passed you by already a little bit. They're probably going to your right. And they're probably about 20, 30 feet going that direction.
Okay. Yeah. So I feel a split from the party coming because Mikage is getting twitchy on this one, especially describe to me once more the captives in there. Describe to me their age, how many again?
They're assortment of ages, anywhere from 5 to about 50.
Okay.
There are 7 captives inside. All of them, again, a range of people being rounded up.
So the two that are so there's two. Is one in the front, one in the back now, or where
No.
are they in relation?
They're both are in the front of the wagon.
Both are in the front. I can't take it. I twitch and I just beeline it as fast as I can behind the first one. And what I want to do is just slam a knife into his back and just sever his spinal cord. Mikage just is twitchy. She can't stand children captives.
It's a wild card.
Well, okay. Roll attack with advantage on that one. You are still within pass without trace, so go ahead and do that.
Okay. One. Where are you? I'm so confused by everything.
No, let me just do it for you. I'll get you going.
Well, because I would be using a dagger. Yeah.
Yep, I'm gonna do that for you. Attack with advantage. Here you go. Just get going. Okay,
See,
you're
this
solid.
is-
You're solid. And then we'll do with the damage. Okay. He takes that knife in the back, and basically he just slumps over. So you took him out. He's dead. The buddy next to him, who is falling asleep, is just all of a sudden he's jolted awake. His buddy is just now slumped over, completely dead. At this point now, you're no longer hidden within Pass Without a Trace. None of you are, effectively, right? You're all now basically visible to everybody around. All the other tieflings inside the wagon are all freaking out, and they start screaming. They are screaming now. You've got another bonus action. Is there anything you want to do before I move on to Dave?
Well, since that one, because I have a second attack, I want to just look the other guy in his eyes and then just go for his throat.
All right, we'll go ahead and let's roll that one then too. Let's do that. Here we go. Roll that one with attack with advantage. Let's see. And that one is good. And we'll do damage, normal. Again, same thing too. He freaks out. He sees you popping out of thin air.
I hope he doesn't even have time to scream. I know the tieflings are screaming. I really don't
They're
care.
screaming. You gut him like a fish. He falls over as well too. So so you've taken out both of them. The tieflings are freaking out now. Okay, they are like they just see 2 guards. They're gone. All right, Dave, it's on you now. You got this wagon full of people. They're screaming. You can start to hear. You can kind of see in the distance other people are starting to turn their attention towards you. What are you doing?
Other what turn towards me?
You're seeing other people around, citizens, guards as well, might be turning their attention, looking at your direction.
Shush them.
Shush them.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, I tell them I'm like, just like chill out, and then are there any other guards surrounding the bus?
No. 2 of them have run off already to chasing that apparition
Okay.
that Ori did. The other 2 are dead, are basically at the very front. They've just slumped over, sitting at the front of the wagon.
We're gonna board the bus. I'm going to put, if is it like a coach? Is it like a big bus?
I'm imagining it more like a wagon or so. A wagon with like a rudimentary cage on top of it, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I dumped the body in there. Well, not the body. I dumped the box in there, and then I get in front and tell everybody else to hop on.
Okay, so everybody's hopping into the same wagon with all these tiefling prisoners, right?
Should we do this? I feel like this would be the.
This is your decision right now, Dave. You've got.
I guess if everybody's already looking at us, we probably shouldn't hop on the bus. But yeah, like we do need to get it to another location to let them out, though. That's for sure. If there's guards in this location, we need to get to another location.
Are there any warehouses or anything nearby?
Yeah, could I commune with my totem? I was like, where's the closest place that doesn't have any people or, and any creatures that are sentient and a part of society?
From their bird's eye view, they can tell you there's a building that's probably about 50 yards ahead of you, kind of in the direction that you're going, that doesn't seem to have any moving things nearby.
Okay. Let's go there. So I take the wagon. I assume there's horses there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess we're all in the wagon and we're heading over there.
Okay, so you're now driving the wagon. What is everybody else doing? Are they all going to hop inside too, or what?
I would like to hop inside and start like breaking any chains that they may have, so that it's, they're able to get out quickly, and just be like, shh, like it's gonna be okay. Just keep quiet.
Okay, all right. Pan, Mikage, what about y'all? What are y'all doing?
I would like to try and do pass without a trace again if possible, but it depends on if that's allowable on this part. Otherwise, I'm just going to help, break the chains.
For this particular
Oh,
instance,
did the 2 bodies? Do they have the keys?
Dave, what did you do with them? Did you kick them off the wagon? Or you threw them in the back?
The bodies?
Yeah.
The guards.
The guards that Mikage just
I
knifed.
didn't realize they were dead on the wagon. I thought they were beside the wagon.
They are more or less Mikage killed them. They've fallen off, right?
They're on the street.
They're in the
I'll
street.
take the dead bodies. I'm going to check anything's on them, including keys and whatnot, and then move them to the side while Dave does whatever he's doing. I'm handling my shit. I'm handling my dead bodies.
All right. I'm gonna have you roll
Mikage
investigation. Mikage, Pan, what are you doing?
I'm down to just help break chains and get on with Dave and Ori.
Okay, all right. Let's see.
All right.
Mikage, you do not find any keys or anything on them.
Damn it. All right, so I just go back to trying to help
Okay.
chains.
Yeah, I'll just give you guys, while I'm driving, just give you guys my great axe to break the chains. I imagine it's heavy enough that you don't need to be particularly able to wield it to be able to break the chain with it.
Let's not cut off any hands.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah. I mean, if you need me to do it, I can go. But I imagine there's not a lot of dexterity with this thing I have.
Okay. At this point now, you are driving the wagon. It's going through town. I mean, describe for me, Dave, what that looks like as you're driving through town.
It kind of looks like, well, I imagine the rest of the crew is in the back. I'm in the cage, taking off the chains. I'm riding in front with, the reins controlling the horse, and we're heading towards a warehouse, where we're going to go inside, close the door, and let everybody out.
How fast are you going? Are you like on a brief saunter? Are you like tailing, like hightailing? What are you doing?
Are people noticing me around?
They've all of them are turning their attention now. Guards are starting to look in your direction. They're starting to come towards you. Yeah, like the screaming from the tieflings are freaking.
We're at a brisk pace. We're at a gallop.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Just gotta get these prisoners, to their proper cells.
Wee. Start making with my mouth.
All right. At this point now, you're riding their wagon. You're going through. You see guards yelling. They're like looking at your direction now. Several of them now have, they've got they're recognizing what's going on. They see the tiefling prisoners inside. The tieflings inside are screaming because they're not quite sure what the hell's going on. You see some guards now pull up arrows. They're starting to shoot arrows now towards your direction. Okay, Pan, what are you doing as you see these arrows flying?
Very fortunate that it happens to land on my decision turn. I happen to be quite deft at deflecting projectiles.
So let's go ahead and let's do that then. So so they're coming your way. I mean, let's imagine that you've got not a barrage, but let's say you've got at least 4 arrows that you see clearly. Some of them are failing, but 4 of them directly coming your way.
So do I just use like my combat roll?
Yeah,
like how I would?
Yeah.
Okay. So how does it work? I'm supposed to do when the damage you take is reduced by 1d10 plus 3 plus 10. So how do I 1d10 plus 13 4 times?
Let's see how he's gonna do that. Let's see which one is that one. That one is 1d10 plus 13.
I have to do it 4 times. It's got to be an easier way. I should have used the bottom.
Well, you've got a deflection of missiles. That's one reaction, right? Or is that? Wait.
What? So I can just Yes. How many reactions am I using? It just says I can use it to deflect or catch. If I reduce the damage to 0, I can throw it back if I want to. But that costs key. But I don't have to throw it back. I can just be like, whoa, or whatever, and block missiles, right?
Man, how are we gonna do this? Okay.
Yeah, I have no idea because it's not really combat, so I don't know how it works. But I am good at it, so I don't really know what to do. We could just do like a roll and see if I can block all 4 or something.
Let's just do that. It'll be difficult because there's 4 of them. If it was just one, it'd be fine, and you could like deflect and throw it back, or even like take one and throw it at another one or something like that. That would be kind of hard to do, but you do.
Actually, I'm just gonna use my fan and blow them back.
That's a good idea too. Actually, it's an even better idea. I like that. Where's your fan? Okay, you have a gust of wind ability. Where the hell do we put that?
I don't see the ability. It used to say 1 out, like, you used to have like a 1 out of 1, so I'd know.
I do remember
something.
that. Okay, let me give that to you real quick. Where's that at? What was it called again? Wind, gust of wind, right? That was you.
Yeah.
Boom, there we go. And then I give you at 1. Shoot. Come on, sucker. There we go. What is it doing? Come on now. Sorry. 1 and...
I don't know. It doesn't even, I guess, really matter. It just needs a 1 out of 1, so I know I can put it on 0 until the next day.
Okay, all right. So you're good then. So you've done your gust of wind. Okay, so it blows and knocks out all the wind, so you're good. Okay. Let's assume that one goes through. All right. Knocks the arrows out of place. They fall to the side. The tieflings inside, they're still screaming. They're freaking out. But you manage to make it now safely to where you are to that safe house. You're inside. You make it there. You hear guards. They're trying to chase. They're trying to catch up to you. However, you've gone at a good pace. That you're faster than them. So they've put a good amount of distance between them. Ori, at this point, you're the first to hop out. What do you do?
How many guards are there?
You see 10 of them approaching you right now.
Cool. And what is around? Just like what objects line the streets? Stuff.
Again, you're going to see crates. You're going to see a couple empty wagons filled with, wares and items that the locally, usually it's filled with people selling their items and vendors and whatnot. But given martial law at this time, it's much more barren. So those wagons are relatively empty. You're going to see, mainly it was like empty wagons, carts, and some boxes all around.
Alright, I'm gonna do animate objects, which conveniently I can pick 10 non-magical objects that will spring to life and do my bidding. So I'm gonna take 10 spiky wooden boards that have been broken off crates or carts or whatever. And I'm gonna command each of them to destroy one of the guards.
Cool.
So I'll put that up there.
I like that. Okay. Animate objects. At this point, I'm going to assume, you know what, for the sake of brevity, kind of move things forward. You're able to get like all these boards. They kind of start moving. You see them kind of start shaking. They kind of rise up in the air. And just as the guards are running up to you, you see one of them just like pierce one in the neck. And he's like, oh, he falls to the ground. Another one kind of turns around, not sure what happened. All of a sudden, he gets pierced. And then he kind of tumbles. And just like that, as they all start moving, they all start slowing down as a barrage of all these like just 10 sharp wooden objects go and impale them bit by bit. Until they all kind of just like fall one by one. All right?
With my bonus action, I want to try to use Mage Hand. I know it can only lift so much, but I just kind of want to see if I can roll their bodies slightly towards the edges of the street, maybe cover them so that they're not, just a bunch of bodies covered in blood in the street.
I think
Just kind of not using a ton of effort, just generally see if you can pile some stuff on them.
Well, Mage Hand only does about 10 pounds, so you might not get very far with that. So
I mean, like a couple of boards and some, trash. Just kind of set them on them.
Okay. Imagine that a tarp is over there and you just push it on. It covers one or two of them. Okay. All right.
Not super, just to see if I can.
Okay. So you are now at the location. The tieflings inside are still freaking out. They're still not quite sure what's going on.
Mikage has backed up from them. She has realized she is the source of much of this anxiety and has just like gone off to a corner and just kind of sat down.
Okay. At this point, you are right nearby the safe house that Dave has pictured and dropped you guys off at. What are you doing, Mikage?
I mean,
I'm just keeping an eye out. Mikage picks up some dirt and soot from the area and just kind of slathers it on her. Because I have a feature called Hide in Plain Sight now.
Okay. So you're going to be hiding then. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye out for possible guards. Just waiting for them to say we're ready to move on. I'm just trying to keep out of the way of the tieflings and like get their anxiety down.
Okay, all right. At this point, next, Dave, you're up. They are still screaming inside. I mean, not screaming, they're inside. They're just like, they're freaking out. You're at the safe house, though. What are you doing, Dave?
Is it a warehouse or is it a safe house?
It is a warehouse that is safe. Let me put it that way.
Okay,
From your view,
so
right?
I can climb inside of it.
So you can go inside? Yeah, you can go ahead and try and get them inside. Yeah.
So I get the wagon and the horses and everybody inside, and then we're going to offload them inside, right?
Yeah, that's possible.
Okay, yeah. So let's go do that.
Okay.
Okay, so we go into the safe house. I take off. I dismount, go outside, unlock the back of the cage, and let everybody out. Say, and explain to them the situation. Say that sorry we had to do it in such a hurry, but we see you were getting rounded up. We're here to help you get out. You can stay here for a little bit. This is a safe house. I explained to them. I assume they're generally familiar with what's going on, so the concept of us saving them isn't.
Go ahead, give me a persuasion check. I think that's fair to say.
Okay. Sorry for the background noise. I'm making tea.
No, you're good. Oh, all right.
Oh no.
Ori might have to go and be like, "Hey guys, I'm a tiefling."
They are,
I mean, be scared of me or don't be scared of me, but stay here and be safe.
there's your speech rings, as they're trying to listen to it, but at the same time too, they're still freaking out about all the things that have just happened, right? Seeing these guards just like drop like flies all around them, Mikage popping up out of nowhere. As much as you're trying to like, calm them down, they are not at all in a calm state. So they are like still freaking out and yelling. Okay. All right, Pan. At this point, you're in the room with. You're in the warehouse with them. You saw most of the guards that were outside kind of dropping, but the people inside now are still screaming, and you're pretty sure that they're making enough noise that other people who are outside the warehouse can hear. What are you doing?
I don't know if I really have anything to help people calm down. Honestly. Yeah, too bad I can't play songs anymore.
That makes me sad and laugh at the same time.
You used to be so decent at it.
So mediocre.
You were such an okay lute
I want to see if anyone is coming outside, I guess.
Okay. Do an investigation check. Okay. You notice that there's some more guards coming from the same direction as the ones that Ori took out with those boards. They're running over, but they're pausing for a moment because they're investigating all those bodies that were right nearby that Ori just took out. So now they're heading towards you, but they're approaching cautiously.
I just want to warn, or use that knowledge information to help convince people to shut up.
Okay, all right. Let's see. Let's do so you're using that. Let's go and I guess, are you going to tell them or do you want somebody else to say it?
If my turn is over, the next person can say it. I could have just used my turn to relay that information, or I can roll. It doesn't matter.
Let's
I
go.
can convince them.
Let's go with that.
And I'm next.
Yeah. Let's go with that. Okay, so Ori, you're up now. You've been given the information from Pan. More guards are coming. What do you do?
Okay, I am going to, in Infernal, try to persuade them to be quiet. And if it works, I'm going to tell them about the situation. Maybe take the hand of one of the children, show that I am safe, tell them that the people I am with, they are safe. We are going to leave, but we want you to just hide.
Okay, roll persuasion on that one.
I'll do it. Alright. Don't fail me now. Oh, that's decent.
Not bad at all. Okay. It's a good thing you're awesome at persuasion. So they take your words. They realize the gravity of the situation. They calm down. A lot of them scatter. They start hiding, moving away, or even just going into another building altogether. So they are now, they've left the building. Some have left the building, and then you don't see them anymore. So now it's just the same group. Vusuvio's still in the box. And you guys now are, in this wagon or so, right?
Do we want to let him out to go with the other tieflings?
I think so. I think we should.
If he wants to. Didn't we tell him we'd take him all the way out or something? I don't remember what we told him. We promised him something, right?
I would like to take my bonus action to go, hey, Vusuvio, would you like to get out now and hide with a community of people or take your chances with us on the street?
You don't hear anything for a little bit. You hear a, and all of a sudden you hear.
I guess he's coming with us.
I shouldn't have given him a full bottle. Okay. That's okay. We'll figure it out. He's coming with us, I guess.
Okay. At this point now, the guards are slowly approaching. You can kind of hear the footsteps getting closer and closer. You are all still in the wagon and you still have Vusuvio in the box. Mikage, what are you
I
doing?
think we should unhitch the horses because there are 2 horses. 4 of us. We can do 2 and 2. If we keep Vusuvio strapped to Dave's back, then Dave and Ori can get on one horse because she takes up very little space.
Be careful not to overload the horse. I think Dave should ride by himself. You and Pan probably should take the horse. I'm just going to run on foot since I can hide if I have to.
Yeah, I'm also wondering whether a horse can carry. Can a horse carry 2 people like me and Vusuvio?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Especially if they're cart horses.
People are fine.
Okay.
And these are cart horses, so they're carrying at least 15 people?
Yeah, they carry a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'd say unhitch the horses so that we can be a little more nimble.
Well, let's see.
And then whose turn is next? Mikage. You said Kenneth, there's 2 guards that are coming up.
Some guards are coming up on you right now. They're approaching cautiously, but now they're getting closer and closer now. Right?
I'll cast another pass without a trace. That way everyone has the ability to and we take the horses and ourselves and book up.
Okay. I am just looking up a horse. How much can a horse carry? And it is in the ballpark of, this one is another one of those fun things that we learn about.
I know that it can carry 2 full-grown adults.
This is so okay.
So it's a cart. If it's a cart horse,
some horses can carry a 300-pound rider, but your balance is also important. If you don't have good balance, so that's something.
That's a dex.
Can a horse carry a 500-pound man? The maximum weight a horse can carry is 400 pounds, based on the 20% rule. Most horses can safely carry 20% of their weight. So if I'm imagining that we said that Vusuvio is 200 pounds, right? The box, he's still in the box. So let's just add another.
Wait, is the Vusuvio 200 pounds? I thought he was 6
He's
foot.
fucking ripped. Vusuvio's swole.
Well, he's 6 feet, right? So I say he's 6 feet.
I'm 6 feet too, and I'm not 200 pounds. I'm like 172, and I feel like I'm decently heavy.
We'll say 170.
170.
Okay, we'll say he's 170 then. I'll give you that. We'll cut in between, right? He's 170. I still feel like that's skinny though. I feel like that's skinny, but maybe that's just me.
I'm not skinny, right? But I'm 170.
I was gonna say it is now canon. Vusuvio looks like Saman.
This is assuming I'm slightly heavier than your average, right? Like I'm a little stronger or whatever, right?
So you're talking about real life or a character?
No, real life, like me as a person. I'm 6 foot 170, right?
Really?
Like me, yeah.
Me and Vusuvio are both on the bigger side, so we could say okay, maybe it's near the horse's limit, but not past it, because I don't think if both of us combined would be over 400.
If we're passing without a trace, we don't have to push the horse to its fastest. We can kind of trot and still.
So I bring up something that was mentioned earlier. Before we could have the cart, so technically we can take the cart as long as I cast it while the cart's there. So it won't be the cart just floating around this time. We'll all be sitting on the cart. We'll all be passed without a trace, including the cart.
Yeah, that's an option. I feel like most of them are streets and roads. As long as I think we'll be fine.
As long as I don't bump into somebody.
We'll do that until we can't do it anymore.
I think it's creatures
What
though.
says
I don't
you,
think it
almighty
includes
DM?
carts. I'll be honest though. I'm reading now a Veil of Shadows for the duration each creature you choose within 30 feet of you. So I don't think it would include a cart. I would-
Okay, so
Yeah. I would allow
Like I
Dave
said,
though
I'm
to like, be
basically
hiding because he's got
this
the box on his
conversation.
back, so I would say that's okay. But if you're like in a wagon, then that would not work, right?
okay.
We'll get on these two very tank-like horses. They're strong boys. We won't push them to their limits. We'll give them lots and lots of our rations, etc.
Okay.
Well, we don't have. Well, if we're doing pass without a trace, we don't have to like run full out, but we can definitely just trot, and Mikage
Exactly.
can run next to them because she's
Okay.
used to doing that in the woods.
Yeah, exactly what I was saying. We don't have to push them to their limits. They can go on a nice, decent pace, but not overexerting themselves.
Okay. So then go ahead. So Mikage, go ahead, cast Pass Without a Trace, and in this case, all of you, including the horses, are hidden now.
They are creatures.
They are creatures, yes. So that does count.
Found you.
Okay. So then at this point now, you look behind you. The guards are still searching, but you are now obfuscated from them. They can't see you at all. You've made your way through. You make it out towards the stable, the area that Dave you saw in your conversation with the spirits. You arrive there and you find a couple more horses that are not being tended to too securely. So, and so you managed to make it out.
I think we should each take a horse, just because we can get Vusuvio out and give him a horse too, and be like,
Just-
I
Send him on his way. I don't really want to bring him to my village.
Oh no, he's not going to the village. We are bringing him as far as we can to the outer, gate, and then he is on his own.
Yeah,
That is
so
fair.
if he's still unconscious, then we should probably just tie a horse to the back of one of our horses and yeah.
Yeah, he's passed the fuck out at this point, right? Like he is completely like drunk, or so.
Yeah,
Right?
we'll
Enjoying like a
we'll tie
nice
him to
Light
ride or
bait.
so. And
Oh,
so
yeah,
there's-
I have seen someone tie a sleeping person to a saddle before. It worked. It was weird, but it worked.
In person?
Yeah.
Well, if you can usually tie like a dead deer if you go hunting.
I mean, it was a child, but
Well, I mean, you can have a horse carry a 200-pound deer plus the other rider, so
Yeah, I mean, we'll just put the box on the horse and then like that'll be that.
So it looks like the horse is just carrying a coffin and riding off somewhere. Is that right?
Well, the horse is passed without everybody's got passed without a trace.
But you've got to stay within a certain amount of distance within each other, right? Or rather
But it's
within
30
Mikage.
feet.
but we're
Right.
we're now all riding next to each other.
Oh, so you're all
This
right
is-
next to each other? Okay. So if that's the case, you're all riding. So
Within-
you're still saying, I thought you were sending him off somewhere. That's what I thought.
not yet.
Not
No,
yet.
We're
yeah.
not outside the city, are we?
Okay, no. You've now made it out. You've gotten out of the city. You've passed the skill challenge. You are now outside the city. You've got your horses. Seems to be pretty safe now. The
Well, now we
commotion
can just let him go off on his own. Just like tie him.
I'm gonna like slap him in the face, wake him up. Vusuvio, hey, get up.
He's like, what's going on, guys? What did I miss?
Hey, so we're out of the city. Congrats. And you've got a horse. We're going a place that you can't go. So sayonara. Have fun.
Wait,
You good?
You're not taking me? Wait, what? What's going on? Why?
He needs to warn the people at Crimson Rock that something's coming in 7 days. They need to be aware. Either they need to prepare or they need to they need to get the hell out of Dodge.
Vusuvio, you want to be an important person again, correct?
I didn't sign up for this. guys, I just needed you to get me out of the town, of the city, and I'd find my way about. There's no way I'm going to Crimson Rock. This is ridiculous. Besides, I'm too drunk to go anywhere. What are you talking about? Why aren't you just taking me with you?
Where are you
We're
gonna go?
going- What?
What was that?
What was that?
Sorry, I was like, where are you gonna go? In the middle of a war zone?
I
This whole
don't.
place calling with anti tieflings.
I'd find
Do
a
they
nice hamlet or something somewhere nearby. Get a nice cabin or something. Just wait for things to die down. That's all.
I recommend riding as far as you can, finding a small place, maybe seeing if anyone will send a message magically to Crimson Rock, let them know. Then feel free, go hang out on the beach, get a cabin, hunker down, do your thing, You can keep the other bottles of wine if you promise to hold off until you're no longer riding on a horse to drink them.
Don't drink and drive.
Well, you are leaving me the wine. I guess that's okay. All right. All right. Well, I'll see about that. No promises though on
Just
any
try
of
your
on,
best.
on any of that. But thank you for getting me out of town. That was greatly appreciated. Thank you, Ori.
Just try your best to get a message and, you know, help whenever you can and feel comfortable doing so.
Mikage blinks one of the bottles of wine before he walks off with the other two.
He definitely does not notice. You see him on his horse just kind of saunter off, and kind of see him, bobbing back and forth a little bit like this as he's moving away. Right.
Really quickly, what does the horse that Ori's riding look like?
It is a average size horse, brown with some white spots on it.
Brown with some white spots. And is it a girl or boy horse?
It's a girl horse.
I'm going to go ahead and name her Neonce. And I think that's perfect. That's all I was going to ask about.
All right, that's fair. Okay. I think this is a good stopping place. It is 11 o'clock right now where we are. How's that sound, guys? Yep. Okay, cool. Alrighty. Cool. Well, this was an interesting session. I didn't quite know where it was going to go, but I thought it was interesting. All right. Let's do a really quick retro just to kind of give. Well, actually, before we do that, I want to ask, what do you guys want to do next? I think the plan is basically from here head out to Sandral, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sandral.
I don't think there's much else out of that. Okay, all right, fair enough. Okay, let's do a really quick retro. I want to make sure you guys get to bed on a good time. Let's start with Megan. Megan, if you could, just something you like and something that or just any feedback. Just any feedback, real quick.
I really liked. It wasn't like a straight up encounter, but you did the test. But I know so the encounters, and I'm watching them, and I'm like, oh, I know what you're doing. I see you pulling at the heartstrings. Like you're waiting for someone to take the bait. I'm like, and Mikage's getting twitchy. So, but I was trying to respect, like, whoever's turn it was to make it mostly theirs. But so Mikage snapped, like, she can't stand the kids. And I know it's one of those things, like, I was trying not to just be like, oh, this is what my character would do. But anyway, so yeah. So it was hard for me to, like, step it back for that little part. But I think you were going for that. I think you were intentionally like, all right, someone's going to give. Who's going to give first?
Yeah, they kind of went up in increasing, like, value levels of should we interact.
Yeah, that was definitely what I was kind of going for. So that's good. Sean, why don't you go next? What do you like? Just some like brief feedback.
I really like the whole challenges. It was really fun. A lot of storytelling. I felt like we could have taken it in a lot of directions. I like my new spirit animal, and looking forward to getting to know them. Yeah, overall, really awesome. No notes, but yeah, good campaign.
Cool, thank you. Rachel, how about you? Quick feedback.
I love a good skills challenge. I do like the whole encounter without it being a single encounter. I'm a big fan of those. And I am now very attached to Neonce. I just want you to know that she's going to be around for a while, despite whatever you're going to do to her. As the
You do realize he now has to describe all our horses.
Yeah, I hope y'all are ready to name them. That came to me off the top of my head. I'm sticking with it, and it is forever now.
If you want a description, I will totally come up with one. I'll just have ChatGPT generate one for you, okay? If that's okay.
Beautiful.
All right, awesome. And Saman, yeah, just some brief feedback.
It's just nice to play again. So I had fun. It was a very fun type session. Not this, like not like challenging or too like. I mean, I guess it was kind of heavy with like all the dying kids and people and ignoring them, but whatever. I still had fun with it. I thought it was good. I was happy to play.
Well, luckily no dying kids. You guys saved them, so that's good.
Yeah, but it could have been. I was about to be like, let's just ignore these people too.
Mikage was getting twitchy on the old couple.
There was a couple that you guys did pass, so that is true. So yeah. All right, well, cool. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. As usual, I thought the skill challenge would have gone by like in 45 minutes and we would have been on to the next thing. So I planned all this other stuff, and instead we spent like a lot of time on this one. I was like, all right, that's cool. Let's roll with this then. But that just, it's a lesson that I never learned. So yeah. But anyways.
Well, question. So is it something that might be rolled into the next session, or is it something that's going to be, it is just, we kind of just skipped over it?
No, we didn't even get to it. So
Okay.
it's like, it is one of those things where I was like, I planned for this and possibly this and possibly this, whichever direction may go. And instead the whole session focused on basically y'all getting out of Cian, which is fine too. Totally fine. It was great, because a lot of the planning went in, a lot of the talking and, deciding about how to go about it, how to hide Vusuvio, which I thought was brilliant. Also him being, giving him a bottle, which I thought this is going to be great. So that's going to play well. And then afterwards, like y'all getting out. And then a lot of the decision making, I thought it would just been like snap, 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 snap. But it's not, instead it was like, how do you go about it? How do we go orchestrating each of these decisions? And it took a lot longer than I thought. So yeah, that was really what it was. It was just kind of I had a lot more of other things just in case that this one was, I thought this would be, again, short. Oh. But one more time, that's a lesson I never learned. It's always like, these things take a while, and that's okay.
We really think about things. We're like, and the physics, how would the physics of this work?
Are there wheels on a filing cabinet? I'm going to go look for them. Do I need to roll?
Yeah, basically a lot of that. I'm still holding to these horses. Like, I don't think they can carry that much. So I think with Dave carrying Vusuvio on his back on a horse, that would be pretty heavy. It's like 400 pounds. So that would be quite a weight.
But we got another horse we strapped Vusuvio to another horse.
Yeah.
And,
well, that was later. But
afterwards.
The initial.
Yeah.
The thing
Have
is,
you seen the Clydesdale? Those things are massive. It's like Dave in horse form. It's a tank.
even just a draft horse, it doesn't even have to be like that big one. Like for carts and things like that, they tend to be a stockier build and can generally carry more stuff, but you don't want to do it for an extended period of time.
Which is fair. So,
Yeah.
All right.
It can't.
I used to horseback ride. I can argue this point.
No, that's fair. I will take your word for it. I don't know a thing about horses, except you measure them in hands, right? That's all I know. But aside from that, I don't.
A hand is 4 inches.
See, so.
And they only go up to the shoulder.
See, I wouldn't have even known that. So thank you. I learned something new today. All right, thank you for everybody who's listening. I'm gonna stop the recording in 3, 2, 1.